Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tunnel Vision, a show presented to you by USCFootball.com. I'm your host, Jack Smith, joined in studio by Connor Morrissette, and we've got a special guest for another one of these House of Victory interviews. It's USC All-American free safety Calen Bullock. Kaylin, I saw you were chuckling a little bit at the intro, though. Which one of those plays was comedic?
The play when Stanley got the fumble recovery, if I'm not mistaken, and scored the touchdown. Always happy to see the big guys have fun and go out there, put some points on the board for defense. That was big for us on the year, so that one was funny.
Well, he looked like you running a ball back after ending up with it in your hands. But thank you, Kaylin, so much for joining the show, and we're so grateful for House of Victory for giving us a chance to talk with a couple of these players. Had Tackett Curtis last week. There's a bunch of Kaylin's teammates that have come in the past, but Kaylin, super excited to get a chance to talk with you today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Kaylin, so there's a big opportunity so far this week. Lincoln talked last week after the game and the loss to Notre Dame. You guys still have a lot of opportunities left on your schedule. How excited are you to get the chance to play Utah after losing to them twice last year?
It's very exciting to play against Utah this year. Knowing they beat us twice last year, we know what type of team they are. We know it's going to be a hard fight battle, and we preach that every single day. We like the hard fight battles. We like to go in there and show that the longer it goes, the better we get. So we know Utah is going to be a very talented team, and they're going to fight to the end of the game, and we're going to do the same thing. So it's a big one for us.
Kaylin, we know the team this year, of course, has big goals. Is there any pressure this week knowing that if there is a loss that could potentially derail one of the goals of making the college football playoff?
No, there's no pressure. We was in the same situation last year around this time with Utah when they beat us, and we had a loss on our record, and we preached after the game, one loss can't stop us from our goals. As long as we finish strong, we'll be good. So that's our mindset.
How has NIL changed your college football experience? Maybe specifically, how has House of Victory changed your experience in the sport?
House of Victory changed my experience a lot. It helps me with a lot of things off the field. Like, it helps me get closer to my teammates. We do a lot of stuff on the weekends, and sometimes when whoever grabs the bill and we're able to pay for the things that we want to pay for and have fun with each other. So it brings us closer off the field. It also helps me with family situations if I need to give money to my family. So it's really big on my life.
Kaylin, that makes me think, have you guys ever played a joke on anyone and said that they were taking the bill when you knew that maybe you or one of your older teammates was going to take it instead?
Nah, we don't do that. Sometimes if we go out to eat as a group, we make the waitress pick. Everybody put their card out, put it on the table, and then whoever the waitress pick, that's who's paying. It's just that's how we do it.
Any stories where the waitress has picked you, or have you kind of gotten off without having to pick up the tab yet?
Not yet. But we do it a lot. We be at Fixins a lot. Our team we like Fixins downtown. We go there and we eat a lot, and sometimes the waitress, they pick other people. I haven't got picked yet.
Oh, seems like you're the lucky guy so far. If you guys that are watching the show want to donate to House of Victory, you can scan this QR code. It goes right to the athletes, and hearing all the stories this year, clearly helpful to members of the Trojan football team and other athletes across a variety of other sports. And Kaylin, you were mentioning food and restaurants, and I saw a story that you and Anthony Beavers share the same pizza before every game. Is that still a thing that you guys do? And can you break that down for the viewers?
Yeah. My boy Anthony Beavers, we're really close off the field. I'm with him every single day off the field. I hang with him all day. And it's just a routine we have every Friday. We get Domino's pizza, and we feel like if we don't get the Domino's pizza, we're going to do bad the next day. So we've been doing this since last year. He's been my roommate every time we go to the hotel. So, yeah, we get the Domino's going. Is
there specific toppings? Is it the same toppings every time? Do you guys change it up?
Same toppings. We can't change it up because we feel like it's going to be bad luck. So pepperoni, bacon, and sausage. Those are simple.
Nice, making me hungry just thinking about that. Kaylin, so what's defensive coordinator Alex Grinch's message been this week, especially coming off of last season when he talked about finishing strong this week when speaking to the media? But what's he talked to you guys about this week heading into Utah?
Going into Utah, he told us to block out the media. We know it's a big game. We know that they beat us twice last year, and we know the media is a big part, and they're going to talk. They're going to say what they want to say, but we know the work we put in behind the closed doors and every single day we prepare ourselves to go out there and play on Saturday and just go out there and be confident in ourselves. Because like I said, we prepare every single day for the opportunity to go out there on Saturday and show the world what we're capable of. So that's what he really just preached: believe in each other and make sure we have each other backs when we go out there on the field.
Michael Jackson mentioned yesterday that Caleb kind of took the team aside at the front end of this week and addressed the whole team about his message after the game against Notre Dame, going into this week against Utah. Had there been a lot of things like that this week where the leaders are sitting down and really rallying the team after the loss and, of course, ahead of the big game against Utah?
Well, that was the first time the leaders got to talk to the team by ourselves without the coaches being in the team meeting room. The leaders, we meet every single Sunday and give our opinion on how we did that Saturday. And so we thought it would be best that we go into Monday and have a team meeting with just the players and just tell them what we got to do, how we got to attack the week, and what we expect to come out this week. We know what Utah is going to bring to the table, so we need to stay on top of our game. So Caleb just came. All the leaders came in front of the whole team, and we stood there and we was talking. It was kind of like an open discussion. Everybody gave their opinion, what they thought we need to work on. Even the guys that are our teammates, they gave their opinion, what we need to work on, and we went from there.
What was the vibe of the team after that meeting? It seems like a lot of guys were really passionate, Caleb included. When everyone was leaving after that, what do you guys think you accomplished, and what was the vibe of the team afterwards?
I feel like it brought us a lot more closer. Just hearing from the players, we preach great teams, the players lead. So after that meeting, it's hearing from some of the teammates and hearing from the captains talk. It brought us closer. It got us to the mindset this week to where we got to attack the week. No days off, whatever. Run on the field, run off the field. We was preaching. It's the little things that matter every single time we go out there. We got to approach every week like it's our last week. So I think it was a good meeting.
Lincoln mentioned that he thought you guys had a really good week of practice last week. A lot of the guys on the offense said the same thing, but that you guys need to change things up this week because if you had a good week last week and then ended up in a loss, maybe you have to reset the standards of what having a good week in practice means. How do you guys feel like you've attacked this week specifically ahead of the game against Utah? Have you been satisfied with the way that you guys have practiced?
Yeah, I'll say we've been attacking the week really hard every single day. Extra off the field, get with your position groups, watch extra film, lift extra, just attack the week. So I'll say like last week, like you said, we had a good last week, but this week we knew we had to go even harder because we came up short last week, and we don't want that same feeling again.
Kaylin, on the Almost Pro USC football podcast a couple of weeks ago, I heard Malachi Nelson and Brendan Rice talk about mental test, where the coaches go through various scenarios with the whole team and kind of put you guys on the spot before games. Do you have any mental test stories where you've risen to the occasion and answered correctly when they've asked you about a situation? Have you ever gotten something wrong, and what happens if you get something wrong? Just explain to the viewers what mental test is and your experience with that.
The mental test is just really going over a play that a coach called. The position coach will call up his position group, two players from each position group, and say the call for them, and then the player will answer to what his responsibility is. Most of the time, everybody gets it right because, like I said, we practice it every single day. And even if you do get it wrong, the coach will just coach you right there on the spot, like, "Oh no, we have this," and then we go from there. But I haven't got one wrong yet.
Nice.
How do you feel like the offseason went for you? Of course, there was a lot made about, putting on weight, becoming, a better tackler and improving in these smaller areas after having an All-American season. Of course, you guys were talking about there are still improvements that you can be made. How, looking back now, would you talk about your offseason and the strides that you were able to make?
My offseason was big for me coming into my junior year. The main thing I focused on was becoming a more captain for my team, being more vocal. I knew the putting on the weight and the other things, it would come, but the leadership role, I think that's the biggest part that I'm very proud of myself, just getting out of my comfort zone and talking to my team and speaking up when they need me to speak up.
Kaylin, you seem to be keying more specifically on run plays, the last couple games. Is the coaching staff asking you to come more downhill? Is that something you're picking up with opponents' tendencies? Talk to me a little bit about how you've been keying in the last few games.
Last few games, I've probably been on the run fit a lot more times than I usually am, but I'm just going out there and do my job. Wherever the coach need me to go, I'm going to go out there, do my job, not complain, and I'm going to do what's best for the team. So, I probably have a lot more tackles right now, but that's what the team needs. And if that's what we need to be successful, so be it.
Do they want you more involved in the run game? Has that been something they've talked to you about?
No, our defense is pretty mixed. For safety in our defense, you get to show everything. You get to show your coverage, your man coverage, your run fits. So I think Alex Grinch's defense, it shows a lot and shows what the safeties can do in the scheme.
Well, we're showing one of your interceptions here from this season so far, and you've got a lot of them in your Trojan career. Is there one that sticks out to you the most that you've had?
The one that stuck out to me, probably my freshman year. My very first one. It was just a dream come true. That first pick, it means a lot, more than any other. I would never forget that moment right there.
Obviously, we mentioned that there's been a lot of them. One of the things that you do best is kind of roaming that center field area where you're just able to trust your eyes, trust your instincts, read the quarterback, and go play. Has that always been something that you've been really good at, or is that something that you feel like you've developed a lot here at USC?
I think I've been really good at that since a little kid. And baseball helped me. Baseball is my second sport, center fielder. So when I'm just at safety and I'm in a post or anything, it's almost like I'm playing center field. And when I see the ball, I just go attack it. So I think, is this a God-given talent?
Kaylin, I got to ask, when we come into practice for the brief period we can watch, you're with the kick and punt returners a lot. Is that just in case of emergency? Why do they have you back there during practice sometimes?
Yeah, exactly. For emergency case, teams go out there and try to kick the ball with their quarterback or with their running back. I think Arizona State did that to us. In one play, they faked it. So after that, it was just like, okay, now we got to have Kaylin have me go back there and practice catching punts.
How do you feel like that you've improved on that since maybe the first week that they had you do it?
I improved a lot, actually, from the first week. I used to return punts in high school, so I told Coach, I could do it. But I was a little rusty at first, but now it's easy now.
Last thing for me before we get to some of the user guest questions. Kaylin, what's it been like for you being a local kid playing for USC? I know you're from Pasadena. Did you grow up a Bruin, a Trojan? What's it been like representing the hometown school?
It means a lot. Growing up watching USC, it just means a lot. And for me to even get to play here and have a lot of success here at USC, it's kind of big for me. I remember when I first got the offer from USC, I was very happy. I was with my friends, and he told me, you're going to go to USC. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to USC. And it just means a lot for me to be in this position and play here at USC.
What's been some of your biggest takeaways from being someone who was here from 2021 and earlier to now where the program is at right now? You've kind of seen it evolve as Lincoln Riley has come in and you guys have gotten better with Caleb getting there and the Coliseum filling in a little bit more. What's been your perspective of the way this program has grown in your time here?
The program has grown a lot since Lincoln Riley got here. So I've been here from the ups and downs. Freshman year I came in, had a rough start. Didn't think we would go 4-8, I think. I didn't think that would happen, but it happened. And then when Lincoln Riley came in, I knew he was about business. As soon as he came in, he told us what the goals was, what the standard, and we set a standard. And when he came in, everybody believed him and believed in the standard, and we just attacked every single day.
He's mentioned to us a couple times that he has spoken to you about being a bigger leader, and I know that's something that you mentioned a little bit earlier in the show, but how do you feel like you've done this season in growing as a leader, and what are maybe some of the smaller examples that we don't see that happen behind the scenes that showcase your leadership?
I would say, he talks to me about the leadership role coming into this year. Not even him, all my coaches, they wanted me to speak up because they know I have the respect for my teammates. At first, I wasn't comfortable doing that. I felt like the young dude still, but I knew coming into the junior year, now I'm not the young dude, I'm the older dude. So he would always tell me, speak up. They will respond to you and bring a younger dude with you. And so I just always took them notes, and from learning from the leaders above me, like Thule, who was here last year, I always see him speak up, which he never was the guy to talk a lot off the field, but when we're on the field, he was the one to get us going, to talk to our defense. And towards the end of the season, he knew he was leaving, so he kind of put me in a role. He used to do things like in practice, like, "Oh, Kaylin, get us going." Like, I'm not feeling it today. He'll do things like that to, like, take reps at it and kind of. So coming in this year, I was comfortable. I knew I had the respect for my teammates, and they'll respond to me. And the things I take the younger dudes that's under me, or whoever need help with anything, they ask me questions about just college in general, and I tell them what to do on the field, off the field, how to prepare, watch extra film with my younger guys, and just tell them to keep going. Your opportunity is going to come, and let them hear my voice instead of just being quiet out there.
That's awesome, yeah. So we've got some questions that we mentioned to you earlier from people on the message board that they like getting a chance to talk to you. You're a very popular player, of course, with your success here at USC so far and your personality. So, maybe, Connor, you can start with those.
Sure. Gate Call wants to know, Kaylin, which NFL players do you study?
Well, I looked up to a lot of Ed Reed. I watched Ed Reed highlights before every single game, like every game. If I don't watch his highlights, I feel like, I don't know, I'm not going to be myself out there. So Ed Reed is a big part. But in NFL right now, I say a lot of Justin Simmons, Doran James, a lot of the top safeties. I try to learn from different safeties who catch my eye out there and just watch film, how they do things, and try to learn more from them, just watching their game.
In a similar spot, there's a lot of versatile DBs and you, even guys on the team currently right now that are versatile. Silent Commit from the message board said, which position do you consider to be your best position at the next level, safety or corner, and why?
Safety. It's no doubt. I've been playing safety my whole life. I have a lot of success as safety. I know how to play safety, but also can play corner. But, yeah, I've been playing safety my whole life, so I think that would be the best fit for me.
Just as a follow-up to that, Kaylin, what's that like? I don't know if you've seen people try to project your best position. What's it like when you're a safety, all you've done is play safety, you play safety at the highest level possible, being an All-American, and then someone says, I think at the next level he's a corner. What goes into your mind when you hear that? Or maybe you haven't heard that yet.
Well, it'd be funny to me when somebody tell me my position and I have success at this job at my position. One of the highest successes, like you said, All-American, which is a big deal for me, knowing the hard work I put in off the field. So I just laugh at it.
Oh, yeah, we'll see how it goes at the next level. But, yeah, I think that totally makes a lot of sense. Trojan says, what's the process for you to gain weight when you came from high school to where you are now? How has the new strength and conditioning staff helped you in the past couple of years?
Really, they just been on me. Meal plans from our nutrition. Shout out my nutritionist, Miss Rachel, and Miss Amy, who was here my freshman year. Really, they made a plan for me, and I was just constantly eating. That's all it was.
Were there what were some of the best foods that they put on your meal plan that you liked the most?
Really everything that's gonna gain me weight. I think I knew what I had to do to put on weight, so I wasn't a picky eater. I had to make it happen.
Did you get tired of people calling you skinny?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, got tired of it.
Trojan Lights wants to know, Kaylin, are the defensive backs taught to turn to look for the ball at a specific stage on a deep pass, or are you guys taught to watch the wide receiver's eyes as a sign of the ball approaching with your intent to deflect or intercept it?
We're taught if we're in the perfect position to look back for the ball, we're not beat, then look back for the ball. Now, if we're not beat, we're look back for the ball. But if they separate from us and they got us by a step, we're taught to play through the hands and wait till we see the receiver, flash his hands.
So California said, who are some of the guys in the best position to take over your spot if and when you decide to leave for the NFL?
I'll say, all the safeties behind me, Anthony Beavers, Christian Pierce, Zion Branch, Traquan. There's a lot of them that could play the position, I would say. So anybody really.
Yeah,
real talented group.
I've got a follow-up to that because you got to play alongside Zion a little bit more last week than you have at any other point this season. And, of course, he was injured last season. What have you seen from him throughout his process here at USC and then specifically last week and, what could be called a breakout game at Notre Dame?
My boy Zion, I'm very proud of him, actually, as we speak. Just seeing him when he first came in here, the growth he made. The injury that he had last year, it was really hurt because I knew his goals, that what he wanted to do, and I knew he was a talented kid since high school. But coming in, before he came in to college, he would always text my phone, ask me questions, how is it, like what I got to do, and was just willing to learn. And now seeing him grow, see how far he came, he's a very smart player. And until this day, he still asks me questions. And when we're out, he's a baller. He could do anything too. So I'm very proud of Zion. I like playing beside him.
Crown City wants to know, Kaylin, what are your goals that you haven't accomplished yet in college that you hope to?
Get my degree. I would say that's the biggest one. Get my degree, and that's probably the top. And get a national championship for my team.
That makes a lot of sense. NW Fan 76 has a two-part question, so I'll ask you the first one first. How does your speed match up against others on the team? Are you in the top 10 of the fastest players? How does your speed match up?
I'm top 10. I'm top 10. I would say I'm pretty fast.
Is there anyone that maybe people wouldn't be talking about that you feel like you're on the same level with as a comparison?
Who's fast on the team? There's a lot of fast dudes. We got Zach, we got Damani Jackson, Brandon Rice. I think I'm up there with them guys. They might say different though, but in my opinion, I'm up.
Well, we've talked with Brendan and Damani, and Damani thinks he's the fastest, and Brendan for the longest time was saying he was the fastest. That was a kind of debate that was going on, at least on the offensive side. And then the second part of his question is, which USC safety, either past or present, I guess, do you admire the most or model your game after?
That I admire the most, Taylor Mays. Taylor Mays is on our coaching staff. He shows me film of him. Very good dude off the field. Teaches me a lot when he see me do something or he sees something I could improve on. He brings me into the office, he steady has me watching NFL safeties and watching fits and different type of things, reading quarterbacks how to read. So I'll say he plays a big part on my career here and helped me a lot.
We've got a funny question from Poncho Cam. How many Pro Bowls do you plan to make at the next level? He wants to know.
All the Pro Bowls that I can. Well, I'm in the league. I'm trying to go to the Pro Bowl every single year.
Gun M asks, how do you think you can improve your game further? Of course, we've talked about some of the improvements you made over the offseason. What do you think you can still do to improve as a DB?
I would say I'm still learning I'm still learning. Still 20 years old, still a young dude. I'm still have a lot more stuff I haven't seen. I gotta learn from. Nobody's perfect here, so it's always improvement for more. So I'll say just everywhere around just football in general, I like to learn.
USC Dean 03 wants to know, what was your high school football experience like at Muir?
Muir was great. I love John Muir High School. Being one of the few kids to even go to college, it means a lot. So I'll say it was really fun playing Muir. I miss it.
What was it like? Do you have a single high school football memory that sticks out the most to you?
Every year, the Turkey Tussle. It's the biggest game of the year for us against our rival school. We play in the Rose Bowl. So when I play in the Rose Bowl, it kind of feels good. It takes me back to the memories of high school and watching my older brothers playing the Rose Bowl for a rival game. And the whole city's out to watch that game.
So when you showed up in the Rose Bowl last year for USC and UCLA, it brought back those high school memories?
Yeah, it brought back the high school memories. Since I haven't played there since my junior year of high school, so it felt good to be back home and play at the Rose Bowl.
SJC Trojan says that there were a lot less missed tackles against Notre Dame. I think you guys were only credited with 2 missed tackles. Was that a result of any different approach in practice or just a new mindset and better execution?
Just a new mindset and better execution. We went out there and execute and did our job.
Awesome. Kaylin, that's it for the questions from the Peristyle. Thanks for joining us, man. We really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
I ask kind of maybe one last question on your way out. What's one thing that Trojan fans should be looking for from you for the rest of the season and this week against Utah?
Y'all be seeing Calen Bullock, make some exciting plays for y'all and try to go out there and get the win and have fun out there. Y'all always see the energy from me.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, this is all made possible by House of Victory. That's providing us a chance to talk with the players. If you want to scan this QR code, anyone that's watching, you're supporting Kaylin, you're supporting the USC football team, as well as a bunch of different athletic programs at the school. So they make all of this possible. So if you want to donate, make sure to scan this QR code. You can go donate to House of Victory. But Kaylin, as we mentioned, thank you so much for joining the show. We're excited to see the play on Saturday against Utah. The rest of the season definitely going to be entertaining, so good luck during the game on Saturday. If you guys are watching this, please make sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell for more interviews like this, and you can watch Tunnel Vision later tonight. But thank you, Kaylin, so much for joining the show.
Appreciate it for having me.
Thanks, Calen.
Yep.